Please go ahead and review it. Let's take maybe 10-15 seconds and the content should come up here right straight. Let's see. This automation, by the way, is working at the back end. Perfect. See here, in a blink of thing, we got all of these content created right here itself. Says Facebook post content, spreading the joy of Diwali with your team and so and so. Even there are a couple of hashtags for this particular Facebook post, right? Instagram also coming up like this. And there is a LinkedIn post, which is well structured, well curated right here with various tags and everything. See, somehow there is a small problem with this. What it says, Diwali 2023. I'll say 2025, right? And there is a good creative also done by this automation. Let's take a look. Okay, see here, spreading the joy of this Diwali or to your team and so on. There is a complete thing mentioned here, and a complete gift hamper looks like this, right? Now, what I have to do, it says ready for review. I reviewed it. There was a correction. I made that as Diwali 2025 as a hashtag, and now I can simply go approved and create the post. And if I run it one more time, let's see what happens on all of our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So let's come here. Even I'd like to see the Facebook post is done. It's right here. The post ID came out like this. And let's refresh the page as well. Okay. See here, just now this post went on Facebook. It's a live post. You can just go and check this as well. Instagram, let's quickly refresh and let's see what happened over here. Perfect. See here, the Instagram post also came out with a complete structure, all the hashtags, and even the beautiful image. And at last, let's go and quickly check on LinkedIn as well. So if I go here, okay, post an activity. Let me zoom out. And the post also came right here itself with a proper structure. It's not a cumbersome content. It's a well-designed content by the AI, and it all depends upon the prompt, instruction, training of the particular agent. It's all good. But see here, this Diwali is strengthening your team's bond, and so and so. The hashtags are here. If you remember, I changed this Diwali 2025. So those kind of changes we can do in trim, and then over here you can see this nice, good-looking post came out without me doing anything. And this can apply anywhere. If you are posting, let's say, as I said, your thoughts, if you have to post some sort of news update, if you have to post any launch or new product or something, everything can be covered without you touching any of these tools. You can just play around with the help of automation right here itself on this Google Sheet. And this can be anywhere. It can be on your Excel sheet, it can be on Monday.com, Airtable, any sort of those kind of things, right? So this is what the power of automation, and believe me, this is one of the most basic use case. If you learn automation, you can build almost like amazing things. You can automate most of your things. You can save good amount of time, effort, and energy. So with that being said, I think we and you would have seen a good demonstration. So let's get into the theoretical part. Let's learn the fundamental, what made this entire thing possible, how it actually worked, how these things are interconnected. And then we are going to restructure or reconstruct this whole automation on this live call, where I'll teach you each of the step-by-step things, like how I started, how we built this Google Sheet, how these things are working, and how we built this whole automation workflow, which you can do yourself later on. So please put your good attention over here. Now, this is all about automation using AI. There are variations. Automation can apply anywhere. It's not necessarily AI itself, but it can be done with any kind of requirements, any kind of software integrations you are using in your day-to-day life or into your regular business. Obviously, disclaimer is already there. Me and Fanny already mentioned that. Now, what we're going to learn in this whole session, we'll see, first of all, what is automation. Second is why we need automation. See, this is super important to realize, why do you need automation? If you don't know that, then you will start doing random things here and there, right? And you may figure out, okay, let's try to automate this, let's try to automate that, but it may not make sense at all. So you should first realize what is the need of automation and why do you want automation. If you can figure out that, you can build really strong or structured automation for your requirements. Then we'll look into the coding and the no coding approach of building automation. We'll see a couple of popular platforms where we can go and do automations ourselves. We'll take a quick introduction of make.com. We'll do a feature walkthrough, and then we are going to recreate this entire automation workflow that I mentioned you earlier. Now, who am I teaching you over here? My name is Manish Mandot, and I'm founder of GrowStacks. I started this company almost 6 years ago in 2019. So far, served more than 2,000 businesses across USA, West Europe, and Australia, and built me and my team built like over, I think over 10,000 automation workflows so far for these clients, and much more wide range of different applications being used. And finally, we are a Make.com Gold partner. We are Zapier certified expert, Anytime experts, and so on. There are plenty of other things there. So that's how I got, or I collected a really good bunch of experience using these tools, using or automating business processes. And that's why I'm here to teach you this whole skill. Now, let's do a quick realization. Why we are in need of automation at all? If you closely look your life, or any working professional, any person who's running a business, we all see we are doing certain type of activities day in day out. Let's say if you're working into marketing management, or if you're into finance, or if you're into sales operations, business management, we all follow a predefined set of activities that is called a process, right? Let's say, for example, marketing people, they do ideation, they create content, they publish that content, generate lead or some sort of conversions on their ads, and then finally they do reporting, analysis, and the whole loop goes back, right? Finance people are keep on doing accounting, invoice processing, payments, stock updates, and so on. And after a certain point of time, you realize that, like, when you started, this was all motivating, it was all energetic. But when you keep on doing those things, you wanted to, like, scale up yourself, you wanted to go a level above yourself, right? You took more tasks, but you found the same time, same energy, same 24 hours in your life, and you couldn't do much out of that, right? Because the list is keep on increasing, but resources are still the same. And what happens? We try to deliver more and more things, but at the end, we lose the vision, we feel overwhelmed, we feel frustrated that with the human capacity, we can't do that much. We can't do like two people work, three people work, right? So that's where all those things comes in, and our value addition, our whole brain part just goes down. We just get into a loop of recurring things again and again and again. We do same things all the time. Now, why that comes out in our day-to-day life? First of all, if you are following a process, if you're into a business, if you're into a loop, like if the same activity goes again and again, it becomes first of all a repetitive thing. Second is, after a certain point of time, you don't have to apply additional brain to perform certain things, right? Let's say, for example, if there's a cashier in bank who count the cash notes, the currency notes, right? He doesn't have to apply his brain after a point of time. It's just all his fingers are keep on doing the thing. And that too, he does not add much value while he's performing his day-to-day activity. And what if that cashier is keep on doing the same cash counting activity? It will be a low value, it will be a not humanistic thing. These days we have cash counting machines. Just put the whole bunch there, and the machine can do it even 100x faster than the cashier itself. So what is the value? What cashier is being added, right? So that's what happened in our day-to-day life as well. Our value addition become low, but still, if we are performing the activity humanly, it takes same amount of time, same amount of effort, and we are not fulfilling most of the thing, right? The full objective. So what if we could have a robot? What if could have a kind of replacement which can help us to make our life easy? See, in case of mechanical things, there are plenty of machines are available. But when it comes to the intellectual things, like we are operating systems, we are running the process, or if we have to do certain other intellectual stuff, right? Be it marketing, be it accounting, be it cash counting, and so on, right? In those cases, we can't put them on machines. We have to be there to perform that activity, or we have to have an intellectual system. But in case of mechanical, we have machines there. But in case of the other stuff, the intellectual activity, we have to build automation. We have to build intellectual systems which can help us to overcome these intellectual activity repetition as well. Now, what automation can do for you? So whatever drawbacks we have in the human process, automation can get us essentially all of them, and like overcome all of them, right? So essentially, we can increase our productivity efficiency, we can save a good amount of time, we can help scale ourselves, our business, our department with the less number of resources, or even the same number of resources. We don't have to add much of the humans. Automation can help you to do many of those things. Obviously, it can also help you increase your availability. Like if you are working with machines, if you're working smart systems, smart processes, your availability becomes whole day, all the round of the clock. And at last, since these are performed by good algorithms, good automation platforms, there are less chances of errors that happens when we're working with human effort. Now, what is automation? As I said earlier at the start, cash counting machine is also an automation. Or let's say if you would have seen mechanical arms putting things together, that's also an automation. But there is something called the mechanical automation. These are not intellectual stuff. So we'll have to understand a quick difference between what all automation exists in market and what we are going to talk about today. So we're not going to talk about any manufacturing plant or any, let's say, assembly line automation, right? We are more going to talk about some intellectual things. So first of all, there are multiple types of automation exist in market. First of all, we are going to talk about something called RPA, robotic process automation, which you would have seen on many assembly line, like vehicles are getting assembled or mobile phones are getting assembled by the mechanical arm, by the robots. Same way, manufacturing plants are there, packaging plants are there. So that is one type of automation, but very limited use case because it applies only on those facilities, only on those infrastructures. The second part is something called computer-based physical task automation. Here, you would have seen large BPOs, KPOs, where thousands of people are sitting on a floor and they do some sort of data entry, form filing, data scrapping, and all. Those things are also started getting automated these days. And how they are being automated? There are good tools called UiPath or there are Selenium script which can control your computer mouse, your keyboard, as well as your screen, and they can quick like humanly or they can simply mimic your human effort, what you're doing on each form filing, on each data scraping. That can be done by the machines. You would have already seen ChatGPT or OpenAI launch something called ChatGPT Operator, or there was a GPT agents these days, right? So those things are simply replicating your computer-based actions, right? That again have a very limited use case because if there are repetition of that activity and many people are doing it, we are good to automate them. And the last is called software-based task automation. See, these days, we are performing almost all of our things on softwares. For example, if you have to send an email to someone, you go to Gmail, open that, write an email, and you just hit send, the email will be delivered to them, right? Or if you have to create some accounting invoices, some sort of purchase order, some sort of marketing campaigns, everything is happening with the softwares. Now, what if we can automate your software operations or how you interact with systems? What if we can automate that? The first example you saw, I did not have to touch Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, not even ChatGPT. It's all done by the automation itself. So what if we can build those kind of automations and they can completely eliminate our efforts through the entire process, right? Eliminate the human part. So that's what we are going to learn today. We are not going to focus about the RPA or the computer physical task. We are going to focus today with the software-based task automation. That's the today's agenda as well. Now, let's quickly do a realization over here. What kind of processes or what kind of systems we have in place, how we operate them, and where we are heading to. So if you realize something, about 20 years ago, we were living into a third world era where we had to do everything manually, be it writing a letter, doing a sort of invoice, purchase order, everything you have to do manually with the pen and paper. Then we enhanced ourselves and we moved to the second world where we are standing today, where we are doing everything with the softwares, right? So we have to operate softwares with a mobile device, with a tablet, with a let's say laptop, computer, wherever, and all of those things are getting done right in the same way how we were doing with pen paper, but now it is more about the software systems. Now, let me do a quick attention check in middle. This is nothing big, but a quick attention check. Can you guys tell me at least one similarity between these two worlds practice? Like how things we were doing earlier, how we are doing now? Can you tell me at least one similarity? Yes, many people come up right. It's the human who's involved in both of them, right? Just the mode got changed from pen paper, we moved to softwares, we moved to digital devices, but human is still in the loop. And what we are going to do or what we are going to learn today is the first world practice where we are going to put things on automation mode and systems are talking to other systems automatically. You don't have to do anything. The humans can be eliminated from those recurring or from those repetitive processes. I'm not saying we should eliminate ourselves or we should eliminate all the people out. It's more about pushing ourselves to do more intellectual things.
और बाकी कौन चीज देखना है वो देखना नहीं है, जो नहीं देखना है कोई कोई देखना है, कोई कोई देखना है। हेलो हाँ मैं तो नहीं बेटा है कभी जाते थे।
How we can do things right from the second point, moving them.
इधर भी करे पेटे ही नहीं कम आपको सरकार प्रोजेक्ट मार है
Getting to non-tech people, not in mind. See, I show you make.com workflow. I show you
ये ऊपर तो बढ़िया बना रखा है।
and other stuff, right?
हाँ, अब इसको पक्का कराना है।
You'll be thinking, how a software can control other
तीन
software.
कंट्री रखनी है, तीन
You
लोगों
have to control the system.
हाँ,
You
जो
have to
लाइन
go
से
and do
हमारा कोई योगदान नहीं है उसमें,
हाँ।
हमारा केवल सीयूपी का योगदान है।
अच्छा बाकी किसने बना के रखा
हाँ भाई सर।
But if
हेलो,
systems are working, systems,
हाँ भाई सर कहाँ पहुँचे?
the answer is control any software, any application. The first app which we are all aware of is the user interface. The user interface is essentially for the humans to interact with the system. Who is the user? We are the user, and we are operating system. That's what called UI or user interface. But when companies, when these large software builders realize like it is not humans all the time going to operate systems, plus we may have some sort of requirement to interconnect multiple systems. What they build is
ठीक है।
an other backdoor or other secret
बस तो आइए।
that is called API, and that is the performance application programming interface. That's where the backdoor or the hidden door can be accessible.
सॉफ्टवेयर लाइन का काम है इंजीनियर है और
Which is
मांग लिया गवर्नमेंट में
they can directly interact with the help of internet, with the help of API, other applications. They don't need any keyboard, they don't need any mouse, nor a computer screen at all. Right? So API is something.
एक बार लगा लो आप वो अपने अपने वो को लोग
Where is this? Just to give you an idea of UI, what UI is. See, this is Gmail. If you found any action on Gmail, you can simply go here, click on compose button to that.